Cool. So, yeah, that was recording. Fantastic. Hi, guys.
Hello.
How you doing?
All good.
Fantastic. How have you been in here? What, a few hours in Stoke? Is it now?
It's been alright. We haven't done much really. We haven't been here for
2 years.
2 years.
The only part of Stoke I actually know is the Sugarmill and maybe a street around the Sugarmill.
It's probably best.
So,
You're not missing an awful
So
lot.
yeah.
Are we missing out on anything?
Not at
we
all.
haven't actually explored
Okay.
that much. Maybe we'll have a Stoke night out tonight and explore a little.
Cool, man. So, obviously, you've got a new album coming out on April 25th, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about it? Maybe that's kind of a vague question. Maybe sort of your inspirations behind the album.
I mean, there are loads of different kind of inspirations. I mean, we've been writing it for a fair while. We haven't had any like new music out for a fair while, for like a couple of years now. So I don't know really. Like,
It's definitely a sort of step in a bit of a different direction, but it's not certain inspirations. It's just us kind of trying new things ourselves, and like, we've always listened to really varying things. And on the second album, we felt kind of more comfortable with the whole process.
yeah, like after playing with each other for like 3 or 4 years, we kind of like
Just get
like,
gel together better.
Yeah, it's like gel together better. Like everybody kind of, I don't know, like what the word would be. It's more suited to everybody's. It's catered, I guess, like to everybody's kind of style.
Cool.
So it sounds more like a.
I think as well, with the first album, we kind of had a general kind of formula we stuck to and write a lot of the songs. And on this album, we got away from that. Like, we wanted every song to be different, like structurally to be different, have a different sound. And like I said, just experiment with it. And we had a lot more time to do it, so we could throw around lots more ideas and just see how it come out.
Cool. And you described in a lot of sort of other reviews and articles online, and I think yourselves on the MySpace page as a post-hardcore group. Would you still say that that's as much true now?
Yeah, we've kind of been labelled that, and I've never really understood it. It's not a case of us saying it. It's just I think someone put it on Wikipedia 4 years ago and it just stuck from there.
Right. So, I mean, if you had to describe your sound in your own words, what would you just?
I think we're more just like a rock band now. Like,
yeah.
there's so many like tags off of rock music that kind of like it just gets lost. Like you could tag it, like you could make up your own tag for something.
I can't even keep up with all the subgenres that I've got at the moment.
Loads.
Like different songs could be, construed as a different genre every time. So together, let's just say rock.
Yeah.
Nice and vague.
Rock album.
I was going to ask, you guys have been like around the world basically. You did Australia and the States.
There's
and
a
everything.
few places we haven't hit, but
Yeah. How was it? I mean, like I know that's a very broad question, but I mean, is there any specific? Is there any specific point that you can like pinpoint as being like the dog's bollocks?
Both can say when we toured Australia.
Yeah, like there was the times we went to America to record our album, and that was when we kind of first were like oh god, we're halfway, like hours and hours away from home.
That was the first time we actually went abroad as a band. Up from Ireland.
And then like we did that Australia tour as we were just mentioning, and it was just ridiculous.
Were you playing like sell-out crowds and like was it?
It was a really good tour.
The band we went with, like Ami Affliction, are from Australia, and they do really well in Australia. Like, we got on like a good tour when they were starting. The shows were like super good, and
a lot of the shows were sold out.
Yeah,
excellent.
But it wasn't huge in the sense that I feel like a lot of people like when you come and do venues so they can meet you and stuff, as opposed to jumping on like arena tours.
Yeah.
So they were big enough, like up to kind of like 1,000 venues, but there's also smaller kind of big market shows. So I think it was definitely a good first tour to do.
So overall, what's been the pinnacle of your musical career so far? You played Download and stuff, is that right? And
Download was great. It's different things because obviously it's great to play a show in the UK, especially London, where we can ship a lot more tickets. But it's also great going abroad, somewhere we've never been before, and having people know our music there. And like I'm going to say, when we went to Australia, there were a lot of people who already knew us.
Yeah, that must have been cool.
So, in different respects, they're both amazing feelings. Having people know you somewhere you've never been, or return to somewhere you've been a lot, and kind of watch your progress.
Have you got any festival dates lined up for this summer?
We got a few in May lined up. We've got Slam Dunk Festival, got Hit the Deck Festival in Nottingham.
There's a few more to confirm, but it's all kind of coming later on.
Yeah, we haven't got to the summer festivals yet, but we're hoping for some big ones. We always end up going to them anyway, so
we'll be there partying regardless.
We might as well play them.
So, what obviously, like as was said, you've done a lot of tours around the world. who's been the most fun band to tour with? And has there been sort of any particular like funny moments that on tour?
Disreputable sort of, you know, nights out or something.
I'm so on the spot with these questions.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like a hilarious.
I feel like we're really boring now compared to how it used to be in the first year or two of touring.
Yeah.
We were more about kind of a lot of the time we couldn't afford hotels, so we'd either have friends or meet friends, just go to parties and crash
we'd
there.
be forced to go out to
Kind of
parties
it.
to mingle and just be like, let us sleep on your floor, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Whereas now it's more a case of hotel afterwards,
Yeah.
book and
I'm
shower and
tired.
bed.
Book, shower, and bed.
We don't have anything outrageous, but just like meeting all these people, going to really random house parties. It's in Hull. Like, how do I end up here? There's a good story in Hull. We got chased by a guy with an axe. And
That's old school.
That was an old story. I feel like we have no new stories.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about the axe-wielded maniac.
What it was, we were on tour with Yumi at 6, and
This is like February 2000.
This was like their first kind of tour before they started making a name for themselves. And this drunk guy tried to get in their van or our van or someone's van, and so we were just like, oh no, shoot, go away, drunk man, leave us. And he started being a bit rowdy, and so we thought, all right, we're not going to do anything, but let's just scare him away.
Just
There's
chase
like
him
20
down.
of us. Yeah, so we all sort of
Edged over, bowling it.
just go away, mate. So
It's
he
like
went, he went
warriors, basically.
exactly. So he went away and we're like, okay, that was fun, whatever. And then about 5 minutes later, he comes back and he starts walking back towards us. And we're like, oh, here we go, like this guy again. And then we realise he's got something in his hand, just a massive axe.
Just light, the blade shimmered
Yeah.
in the moonlight. And it's like,
Run! But
Sounds
no,
pretty terrifying.
nothing bad came of it.
I mean, as far as touring with bands we like, we've got loads of friends in the UK, like Death Banner, did tour with the Young Guns, they're a sweet band. Like,
I mean, it's always great to tour with a band we've toured with before, already know, because that's easy.
yeah.
But at the same time, there's a lot of, particularly American bands, who just clicked with straight away. I mean, our last night we just toured with, and from like the first few days, we just bonded with them, and the whole tour was so fun. Amity Affliction, who we did a tour Australia with, same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And well, then you say you sort of feel like you've perhaps maybe grown up a bit more. Would you say like in like a touring sense and like
Yeah,
a bit more quite you just kind of got a lot of part in that.
From like just travelling, just the 5 of us, or like whoever's with us, like, just from travelling and being on the road so much, it kind of like moulds you into like this matured person, I guess. And
Was that, I mean, with that in mind then, and sort of you're obviously things are starting to really kick off. You've got a bigger tour later on in the year in April, and you're sort of supporting on all your aspirations for the next couple of years. What would you really like to see yourselves do? Is there
Warped
any sort of
Tour.
like, yeah.
that's always been like a dream to kind of play Warped Tour and just tour America. And, I don't know.
I think because the UK is our main territory, it'd be lovely if we could get to a point here where it can sort of back everything else we want to do. So like money-wise, if we want to tour America for 3 months, or if we want to go to Australia, because we've got a good foundation in the UK, we can go off and do that. And then if we're away for 6 months, we can still come back here and have people that have forgotten about us.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't sound like you're particularly bothered with the whole like labeling thing, or like just so long as people like music, they like the music.
Yeah,
Would you be happy to sort of break more into the commercial kind of realm, or would you like sort of the more slightly underground like scene?
I don't know, I think like there's a certain kind of exclusivity, if that's a word, about bands that kind of want to be kept underground, and I feel like now we just like doesn't kind of matter who you are or like what it is, just as long as you're digging the kind of music that we're.
I think it's how you go about it, because we know like we've written this album like for ourselves and we love it, so it could go in either direction. It could like say be a kind of underground hit, or it could maybe get like some mainstream plays. But because we know that we haven't aimed for, I mean obviously people are going to say they say like every band sells out if they get big, because we know we haven't written to get mainstream if it does happen, and if a lot of people do like these songs, then
chuffed.
Yeah,
then we know we're in a pop album to get big.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the way you do it.
That's cool, fantastic. And I mean, what's it like being on Hassle Records? Obviously, they've got some pretty prolific other bands on there. I mean, do they give you a lot of support? Is it?
Oh, absolutely. Like they're always on the phone, like always coming and seeing us. Just even if it's just to like hang out for a little bit, like just go get a coffee or something. I mean, they're really good. They're like a great label.
Yeah, they do it's kind of like, I don't want to say a family or anything like that, but because I mean they work in London, we live in London, so we go see them every week just to talk stuff through, and they're always like calling us with ideas, and like, they're really getting behind it and throwing ideas at us instead of just sitting back and just doing like bare minimum.
Like, they're definitely as passionate about the band as like we are, so it's cool to see them so enthusiastic to just help and throw their ideas in.
Especially when you hear stories about other labels who, like, you can tell just aren't into it and aren't in it for the money, and like you hear bands complain about their label all the time, and then we'll just be like, we don't really have anything to complain about.
Awesome, fantastic. Cool, yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for your time.